The story begins inside a dark and terrifying cave. A girl named Drasa is hiding there, holding a sniper rifle. She sits quietly, waiting for her target. A few kilometers away, we see an airport where a plane has just landed. As soon as the president steps out of the plane, Drasa fires a single shot from her sniper and kills him instantly. That moment makes it clear Drasa is not an ordinary girl. She is a highly skilled and ruthless sniper. She shoots in such a perfect way that no one nearby realizes who fired the shot or where it came from. After completing her mission, Drasa carefully keeps the bullet casing with her and leaves the place. Later, she goes to the graveyard to visit her mother's grave, as her mother is no longer alive. When she reaches there, she is surprised to see her father already sitting near the grave. Drasa tries to talk to him, but her father suddenly reveals that he knows everything about her, that she is a sniper, and that she has just taken someone's life. Hearing this, Drasa replies that sometimes she cannot even sleep at night because of what she does. Then she takes the bullet casing out of her pocket and places it in her father's hand. Her father quietly keeps that casing along with many other bullet casings he has already collected. Here we learn that Drasa has killed many people before. Her father then tells her about his cancer and says that he has very little time left. He explains that he may live only for a few more days. He also says something shocking. If he does not die naturally, he will end his own life on Valentine's Day. Hearing this, the ground seems to slip beneath Drasa's feet. She begs her father not to do this, but he calmly tells her that this might be their last meeting and that they may never see each other again. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to another man named Levi. He is deeply troubled by his nightmares. To find peace, he often sits near the seashore writing poems. Today, he is sitting there again when he suddenly receives a message asking him to come to a specific address. Levi reads the message, immediately gets into his car, and drives to the location. As soon as he enters the house, he meets a woman named Bartholomew. Through their conversation, we learn that Levi was once a military sniper, but he has now retired and spends most of his time at home. Bartholomew talks to Levi and assigns him a new mission. She tells him that she wants to send him to another place and that only he can handle this job because he is an excellent sniper. Before ending the conversation, she asks him one serious question. Is there anyone in your family who would miss you if you never returned? Because once you go there, you may never see them again. Hearing this, Levi becomes thoughtful. He tells Bartholomew that there is no one in his family who would miss him and that he lives alone. Bartholomew then says that she will share the full details of the mission later. Soon after that, Levi is knocked unconscious. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself inside a plane. Even now, he has no idea which country he is being taken to for the mission. When he tries to ask the plane staff, they completely ignore his questions. After some time, a pilot comes to him and informs him that they have reached his destination and are about to land. She also tells him that to reach the actual mission location, he will need to walk at least 32 kilometers from here. After saying this, she hands Levi a parachute. Wearing it, Levi jumps out of the plane and lands on the snow-covered ground. He slowly begins moving forward. 2 full days pass as Levi keeps walking on foot. Finally, after those 2 exhausting days, he reaches his destination. There, he meets a man named JD. JD takes him toward a watchtower and explains that Levi will be working there for the next 1 year. JD tells him that he himself has worked there for 1 year, but his time is now over and the responsibility is being passed on to Levi. However, Levi still does not understand what exactly his job is. When he asks JD about it, JD explains that there is a very deep pit nearby known as George. Levi's only duty is to guard this pit and do nothing else. After that, JD explains the rules of this place to Levi. He tells him that he is allowed to contact headquarters only once a month. His post is called the West Tower. On the opposite side, there is another tower known as the Eastern Tower. JD clearly warns Levi that he must never communicate with the people in the Eastern Tower. His only job is to focus on his own mission, and the guards in the Eastern Tower are also instructed to focus only on theirs. He also informs Levi that for the next 1 year, he will not be allowed to contact anyone at all. There is an automatic gun installed at the tower, which Levi must reload every day. If the gun ever runs out of bullets, it could become dangerous. Below the tower, there are many landmines. If any explosion happens down there, Levi must immediately check it. Still confused, Levi asks JD, "Is my job to stop people from getting close to George?" JD shakes his head and replies, "No, your job is to stop what is inside George from coming out." To prove his point, JD picks up a small bomb and throws it into the pit called George. The moment it explodes, a terrifying and unnatural sound echoes from deep inside the pit, something that sounds like a monster. That is when the truth becomes clear. This pit does not contain anything ordinary. Something extremely horrifying is hidden inside it. JD then tells Levi that the creatures trapped inside George are called loins. No matter what happens, Levi must never let them come out. He adds that in the year 1940, 3 full army battalions were sent down into the pit to stop these loins, but none of them ever returned. JD also warns Levi about something called the stray dog alarm. He says, "The day this alarm starts ringing, don't think, don't ask questions, just run away to save your life." JD admits that he doesn't know the reason behind this rule. He is only sharing what he was told. At that moment, both of them look toward the opposite tower, where a new officer has just been posted, as the previous one has completed his one-year duty. JD then explains the arrangements for food and supplies. He tells Levi that food for an entire 1 year has already been stored there. If Levi wants, he can also hunt animals for food. JD also reveals an important secret: this place has remained hidden for the last 75 years, and no one in the outside world knows about it. He warns Levi that this place must remain secret in the future as well, no matter what. After saying this, JD leaves the tower and steps outside. As soon as he releases a smoke signal, a helicopter arrives to pick him up. JD gets inside the helicopter, but before taking off, one of the officers asks for his identity. Moments later, that officer shoots and kills JD. This makes it clear that the place is so secret that no one is allowed to leave alive. Meanwhile, we see Levi doing exactly what he was instructed to do. He reloads the automatic gun and starts checking the surrounding area carefully. When a full month passes, Levi contacts headquarters for the first time. He reports that he has not encountered any enemy. After saying just this much, he ends the call, because he is only allowed to speak once a month and only briefly. Later, Levi begins reading the books kept in the cupboard. While reading, his eyes fall on some messages written on the wall. These messages were left behind by people who had lived there before, sharing their own experiences. After reading them, Levi steps outside and uses a telescope to look toward the other watchtower. There, he sees a girl sitting quietly. That girl is none other than Drasa. Levi is stunned by her beauty and keeps looking at her. However, he does not try to talk to her, because he has been strictly warned not to contact anyone from the other watchtower. In this way, 2 to 3 months pass for Levi at this place. By now, Drasa also becomes aware of him. One day on her birthday, she finally decides to talk to Levi. She writes a message on a piece of paper and asks him his name. Seeing this, Levi lifts up a board and signals her not to communicate. But Drasa ignores the warning and writes down her own name first. Without thinking too much, Levi writes his name as well. From that moment, a friendship begins between them. One day, Levi finds out that Drasa is a sniper. To test her skills, he aims at some of her equipment from a distance. To prove herself, Drasa picks up her sniper rifle and aims toward his watchtower. Suddenly, she notices something terrifying: monsters are crawling out of the pit. She quickly signals Levi to warn him. Levi immediately opens rapid fire at the creatures. There are too many of them, so Drasa joins in from her watchtower and starts killing the monsters one by one. During the chaos, one monster manages to get close to Drasa. It looks half human and half animal. When Drasa sees it, she tries to shoot it to save herself, but her bullets have no effect. The monster keeps moving closer. At the right moment, Levi fires a precise shot, kills the monster, and saves Drasa's life. The next day, Levi goes down near the mines. Suddenly, a small drone comes out of the pit and flies away. Before it disappears, both Levi and Drasa see it clearly. However, they have no idea what it is or where it came from. More months pass like this, and now it is the month of December. One day, Levi decides that he wants to meet Drasa in person. He ties a rope to the place where the missile is loaded in his RPG launcher. Drasa notices him doing this from her watchtower and realizes what he is planning. At first, Drasa cannot understand what Levi is trying to do. Then Levi fires the missile toward the other side, but this time the missile is tied to a rope. The rope reaches Drasa's side. She quickly ties it to a tree, creating a path between the two watchtowers. Using the rope, Levi carefully crosses over and finally reaches the other watchtower. When Drasa sees him, she feels extremely happy, but before hugging him, she tells Levi to take a bath first. Using the CCTV camera, Drasa secretly watches him while he bathes. After that, they sit together and talk for a long time. During the conversation, Drasa asks Levi, "What is the longest shot you have ever taken?" Levi replies, "I once killed a man from a distance of 3,240 meters. I used to work in the Marines." Then Levi asks Drasa what is so special about this place that it has been kept so secret for so many years. Drasa tells him not to think too much and to just focus on his duty. She also tells him about her father, who may have already passed away by now. Later, Drasa plays some music and asks Levi to dance with her. The two of them dance together, slowly growing closer and eventually cross all limits, sharing an intimate moment. During this time, Levi tells Drasa about his poems and says that he has written one especially for her. Hearing this, Drasa asks him to recite it, but Levi refuses and says, "When we finally get out of this place, I will give you that poem." The next morning, Levi decides to leave and return to his watchtower, but when he reaches the middle of the rope, he sees monsters climbing his watchtower. As soon as they hit the mines, a massive explosion occurs. Because of the blast, Levi's rope burns and breaks, and he falls straight down into the pit. Drasa sees everything happening from her side. Without thinking for a second, she grabs a parachute and jumps straight into the pit to save Levi. Inside the pit, we see Drasa being carried away by a river flowing deep below. Somehow, she manages to survive and pulls herself to the riverbank. At the same time, Levi is seen hanging from a tree. Suddenly, a giant crab-like creature attacks him. To protect himself, Levi tightly grips the tree roots. Before the creature can harm him, Dress arrives just in time and kills it, saving Levi once again. Both of them begin to look around the strange place. Suddenly, they are attacked by by hollow men riding horses. Instead of running away, Levi and Drasa fight back bravely. They manage to kill 2 hollow men, but one of them escapes. When Levi checks the body of one hollow man, he notices that it is wearing a military uniform. This reminds him of what JD had told him that many years ago. 3 army battalions fell into this pit and never returned. This raises a terrifying question in Levi's mind. If they never returned, how are they still alive? Pushing these thoughts aside, Levi and Drasa move forward and reach a horrifying place where trees are growing out of human bodies. It looks as if some deadly virus has completely destroyed this area. While they are still trying to understand this nightmare, more hollow men start approaching them. To escape, they run into a church nearby. But the church is even more disturbing. It is filled with dead bodies, people who killed themselves to escape the pain and horror caused by the virus. Suddenly, a giant spider, badly affected by the virus, attacks Drasa. The creature is huge and terrifying. Working together, Levi and Drasa shoot it dead. Just then, the church doors are smashed open and more hollow men enter. Seeing this, Levi and Drasa quickly run deeper into the church, trying to escape once again. They finally reach a tunnel hidden between the mountains. After closing the door behind them, they look inside and discover that the tunnel is actually an old laboratory where experiments were once carried out. They find a backup generator and manage to start it. Soon, the lights come on. Levi then discovers a DVD player. When both of them play the DVD, a woman appears on the screen. She begins explaining her secret mission related to this place. She says that they were developing a chemical missile there, and many people were working on the project. One day, a powerful earthquake struck the area. Because of the quake, the missile they had created started leaking. As a result, the chemical spread throughout the area, infecting many people. The woman admits that she herself was infected as well. She explains that they warned the military and requested them to bomb the area and destroy it completely, so the chemical would not spread any further. But the military ignored their warning. After hearing this recording, Levi and Drasa finally understand everything. They begin exploring the tunnel more deeply. Soon they find a modern computer, which seems very strange considering how old the place is. Curious, they turn it on. What they see shocks them. The computer contains information about a company called Dark Lab. This company secretly creates paramilitary forces. They take samples from the infected people and use them to turn their soldiers into super soldiers. This explains why no country wants to completely destroy this place. Everyone wants to benefit from it. Levi also discovers another terrifying detail. The pit known as George is 4.2 kilometers deep. As soon as Levi and Drasa step outside the tunnel, a hollow man suddenly attacks them. Before they can react, the creature ties Drasa with a rope and drags her away. Drasa desperately tries to cut the rope, but it is useless. She is pulled farther and farther away, helpless. Levi keeps searching for Drasa desperately. While moving through the area, he reaches a place where a huge missile is standing upright. At the same time, we see Drasa hanging from a tree with a hollow man standing right in front of her. Drasa asks him to untie her, but when he ignores her, she somehow frees her hands and attacks him. A long and intense fight breaks out between the two. Just then, Levi arrives and shoots the hollow man, saving Drasa once again. When Levi looks closely at the uniform and sees the name tag, he realizes something shocking. This man was the first guard ever posted at the watchtower, who later became infected. Understanding the danger, Levi and Drasa decide to escape from this place. They find an old car, install a new battery in it, and tie it with a rope. As the car starts moving upward, a large number of hollow men suddenly appear and attack them. Levi and Drasa use their sniper rifles to kill many of them. When their bullets run out, they set the creatures on fire. Reaching a high hill, they push the car down, creating chaos, and somehow manage to reach the eastern tower. Even after reaching there, they are afraid that one of them might be infected. To be safe, the next day, Levi uses the rope to return to his own watchtower. There, he contacts Bartholomew. She asks him directly, "Did you go inside, George?" Levi denies it. Bartholomew then says that it is possible someone from the other tower entered George because their computer system was activated. She orders Levi to kill that person if necessary. What Levi doesn't know is that Bartholomew has already seen everything on the CCTV footage. She knows that both Levi and Drasa entered George. Still, she hides the truth from him. Instead, the very next day, Bartholomew herself arrives at the site. However, Levi and Drasa both see her helicopter before it lands. At that moment, they realize the truth. Bartholomew has come here to kill them. Realizing the danger, Levi and Drasa quickly run toward the forest. Levi knows that after crossing 4.2 kilometers, the pit connects on the other side, and that is where he can reunite with Drasa. To trigger the final escape, Levi attacks the antenna of the watchtower. Immediately, the alarm starts ringing. This means that in the next 2 minutes, the stray dog mode will activate, and the entire area will self-destruct. Bartholomew knows exactly what this alarm means. Without wasting a second, she tries to escape in her helicopter. As the 2-minute countdown ends, the missile hidden inside George explodes. The massive blast kills all the hollow men. Bartholomew's helicopter is also caught in the explosion, and she dies as well. During the chaos, Levi falls into the water, while Drasa survives. She reaches a safe place and waits for him. Many days pass, but there is no sign of Levi. Believing that he may never return, Drasa opens the poem Levi wrote for her and reads it. With a heavy heart, she decides to start a new life. She begins working at a restaurant, trying to move on. Then one day, something unexpected happens. Levi walks into the restaurant. Drasa is shocked and overwhelmed with happiness. The two of them run toward each other and kiss. And with that, the story comes to an end.